Hello, my name is Dylan, and I have a problem. Now, most of these problems that I have, I say there's more than one problem. Most of these problems I have are self-inflicted. One of them is piss poor fucking lighting in my garage. But off-roading is a terrible, terrible addiction. Cocaine and strippers definitely would have been cheaper. But one of the other problems I have is that I have a tendency to, like, if I can figure it out in my brain, I can try to build it. And sometimes that creates more work for myself than absolutely necessary, or destroying a whole bunch of stuff to make one thing work. I don't know if I've ever given kind of a little bit better look here. You know, this is my creation of last year before. I've been doing heavy off-roading with the tube buggy here for heavy off-roading and wheeling for a couple of years, and this is just my current tube buggy or variation of such. But beyond that thing, I decided, with the rumors of the rock trails at Hammers being more problematic this year than normal, I don't know, decided to go with a bigger winch. So right there we have the Polaris 6,000 pound winch. Do you want to know what the problem is, Polaris 6,000 pound winch? It doesn't fit where the 4,500 pound winch went. So we had to do some modification. And part of that modification was this bumper assembly here. It worked, wasn't terribly happy with it, got it pretty cheap, so wasn't afraid to chop it apart. So chopped the base plate off of this, which would be that guy right there. Don't mind the clutter. That's where chunks of metal go to die and get in my way later. But we chopped the back plate off of that. What we have on the car is the factory Polaris winch mount, or what's left of it. I like that because that actually has physical hooks where it hooks into the frame. So when you're trying to mount this, you can actually just slide it onto the frame like so. Works out pretty handy, especially trying to hold the goddamn bumper up. But so had to cut that plate off, had to cut all the mounts off that factory plate, and then none of the factory mounts would work. So this winch that I picked up used had a factory Ranger 1500 plate on it. So we chopped that apart, and we finagle that out of there. We chopped that apart, welded that in place so it just fit down. Get back in there. Anyway, chopped all that apart, put that together, and we came up with a new winch bumper. It's exciting. And part of that process, now I had to chop the grill apart to make the winch work. Thankfully, there's no radiator in there anymore. Otherwise, this would be a severe pain in my butt. So, one of those, I have a welder, I have a grinder, I'm going to make something happen. I mean, it all looks good on paper, but it's the age-old deal. You either have time, money, or ambition, and you can never have all three at the same time. Well, I have some time, not a whole lot of it. I have forced ambition, and I'm trying to save money because, well, racing's expensive. Again, strippers, cocaine, gambling probably would have been cheaper. But I mean, once you've seen one boob, you kind of want to see the rest of them. Beyond that, off topic. So we got a little work done this week. So we got some different lower A-arms on there. We have the Polaris Factory Race upper A-arms, which they're adjustable. They got some Heimlich joints up in there. And a ball socket out here on the end, not a standard ball joint. And you can see we've been doing the old thread checker on the bolts to make sure your stuff's not trying to evacuate itself out of the car at Mach Jesus. But yeah, it's coming together. little by little. This is my update for the time being, but you know, we'll get you some more videos as I get some more interesting stuff to talk about, or you know, just to put out videos. But as the age-old saying goes, if she doesn't find you handsome, she better find you handy. Have a good one.